Chapter 14, Class 10th, Sources of Energy. Hello students, today we'll continue with our chapter Sources of Energy. In the previous lecture, we have studied about hydropower, thermal power and the characteristics of a good fuel. In today's lecture, we'll discuss about the improvement in the technology for using conventional sources of energy. First one is biomass. We mentioned earlier that wood has been used as a fuel for a long time. If we can ensure that enough trees are planted, a continuous supply of firewood can be assured. You must also be familiar with the use of cow dung cakes as a fuel. Given the large livestock population in India, this can also assure us a steady source of fuel. Since these fuels are plant and animal products, the source of these fuels is said to be biomass. These fuels, however, don't produce much heat on burning, and a lot of smoke is given out when they are burnt. Therefore, technological inputs to improve the efficiency of these fuels are necessary. When wood is burnt in a limited supply of oxygen, water and volatile material present in it get removed and charcoal is left behind as a residue. Charcoal burns without flame, is comparatively smokeless and has a higher heat generation efficiency. Similarly, cow dung, various plant material like the residue of after harvesting the crops, vegetable waste and sewage are decomposed in the absence of oxygen to give biogas. Since the starting material is mainly cow dung, so it is popularly known as gobar gas. Biogas is produced in a plant as you are able to see in this diagram. This plant has a dome-like structure built with bricks. A slurry of cow dung and water is made in the mixing tank from where it is fed into the digester. The digester is a sealed chamber in which there is no oxygen. Anaerobic microorganisms that don't require oxygen decompose or break down complex compounds of the cow dung slurry. It takes a few days for the decomposition process to be complete and generate gases like methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen and hydrogen sulfide. The biogas is stored in a gas tank above the digester from which they are drawn through pipes for use. Biogas is an excellent fuel as it contains up to 75% methane. It burns without smoke, leaves no residue like ash in wood, charcoal and coal burning. Its heating capacity is high. Biogas is also used for lighting. The slurry left behind is removed periodically and used as excellent manure rich in nitrogen and phosphorus. The large-scale utilization of bio-waste and sewage material provides a safe and efficient method of waste disposal besides supplying energy and manure. That's why biogas acts as a boon to the farmers. Next is the wind energy. We saw in class 9 how unequal heating of the land mass and water bodies by solar radiation generates air movement and causes winds to flow. This kinetic energy of the wind can be used to do work. This energy was harnessed by windmill in the past to do mechanical work. For example, in a water lifting pump, the rotatory motion of windmill is utilized to lift water from a well. Today, wind energy is also used to generate electricity. A windmill essentially consists of a structure similar to a large electric fan that is erected at some height on a rigid support, as you will be able to see in this diagram. To generate electricity, the rotatory motion of the windmill is used to turn the turbine of the electric generator. The output of a single windmill is quite small and cannot be used for commercial purposes. Therefore, a number of windmills are erected over a large area, which is known as wind energy farm. The energy output of each windmill in a farm is coupled together to get electricity on a large scale. There are various advantages and limitations of wind energy. Wind energy is an environmental friendly and efficient source of renewable energy. It requires no recurring expenses for the production of electricity. But there are many limitations in harnessing wind energy. Firstly, wind energy farms can be established only at those places where wind blows for the greater part of a year. The wind speed should also be higher than 15 km per hour to maintain the required speed of the turbine. Therefore, there should be some backup facilities like storage cells to take care of the energy needs during a period when there is no wind. Establishment of wind energy farms require large area of land. For a 1 megawatt generator, the farm needs about 2 hectares of land. The initial cost of establishment of the farm is quite high. Moreover, since the tower and blades are exposed to vagaries of natures like rain, sun, storm and cyclone, they need a high level of maintenance. Our next topic is alternative or non-conventional sources of energy. With technological progress, our demand for energy increases day by day. Our lifestyles are also changing. We use machines to do more and more of our tasks. Our basic requirements are also increasing as industrialization improves our living standards. As our demand for energy increases, we need to look for more and more sources of energy. We could develop the technology to use the available or known sources of energy more efficiently and also look to new sources of energy. Any new source of energy we seek to exploit would need specific devices developed with that source in mind. We shall now look at some of the latest sources of energy that we seek to tap and the technology designed to capture and store energy from that source. So first is solar energy. The sun has been radiating an enormous amount of energy at the present rate for nearly 5 billion years and will continue radiating at that rate for about 5 billion years more. Only a small part of solar energy reaches the outer layer of the Earth's atmosphere. Nearly half of it is absorbed while passing through the atmosphere and the rest reaches the Earth's surface. One of the devices that can be used to harness the solar energy is solar cooker. So, in case of solar cooker, as you are able to see in this diagram, if you will focus, a black surface absorbs more heat as compared to white or a reflecting surface under identical conditions. Solar cookers and solar water heaters use this property in their working. Some solar cookers achieve a higher temperature by using mirrors to focus the rays of the sun. Solar cookers are covered with a glass plate. Recall what we have learned about the greenhouse effect in our previous classes. There are few advantages and disadvantages associated with the solar cooker. I hope you all will be able to write about it. Next is solar cell. It is easy to see that these devices are useful only at certain times during the day. This limitation of using solar energy is overcome by using solar cells. Solar cells can convert solar energy into electricity. A typical cell develops a voltage of 0.5 to 1 volt and can produce about 0.7 watt of electricity when exposed to the sun. A large number of solar cells are combined in an arrangement called solar cell panel that can deliver enough electricity for practical use. The principal advantages associated with the solar cells are that they have no moving parts, as you are able to see in this diagram. It requires little maintenance and work quite satisfactorily without the use of any focusing device. Another advantage is that they can be set up in remote and inaccessible hamlets or very sparsely inhabited areas in which laying of a power transmission line may be expensive and not commercially viable. Silicon, which is used for making solar cells, is abundant in nature, but availability of the special grade silicon for making solar cell is limited. This can be the limitation of solar cell. The entire process of manufacture is still very expensive. This is also a limitation. Silver used for interconnection of the cells in the panel further adds to the cost. In spite of the high cost and low efficiency, solar cells are used for many scientific and technological applications. Artificial satellites and space probes like Mars orbiters use solar cells as the main source of energy. Radio or wireless transmission systems or TV relay stations in remote locations use solar cell panels. Traffic signals, calculators and many toys are fitted with solar cells. The solar cell panels are mounted on specially designed inclined rooftops so that more solar energy is incident over it. The domestic use of solar cells is, however, limited due to its high cost. Student, this is all about today. Tomorrow we will continue with the next topic. Thank you so very much.